Hi, everyone. I'm Heather Hemmons, and I'm so excited for you to see my new movie, A Pinch of Portugal, a part of Spring into Love. I have a couple of questions that Hallmark Channel sent my way that I will be answering. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first question is in A Pinch of Portugal, my character, Anna, is a prep cook who helps the cooking show she works on when they find themselves in Portugal in a pinch without their host. Without giving away any spoilers, can I share more about the story? Yes, I can, because the whole build up to where the story finishes can stay a mystery, but I can still let you know that Anna is thrown into the fire, so to speak, in the kitchen when the host of the show walks off, and she's the prep cook, so she's the only one who knows how to prepare the food, kind of how the show is run, but she is not a host. She's not used to speaking on camera. She's not used to interviewing guests. And all of a sudden, she is thrust into the spotlight and she has to figure out how to keep the show going so they can all keep their jobs. It really does fall on her shoulders. And it's a beautiful story about her stepping into her light in ways that she underestimated herself. She's been so humble about her skills as a chef and as a leader. And so I can't tell you where the story ends up, but that journey is really beautiful. It was so fun to play as she finds a lot of her strengths in and outside of the kitchen. All right, next question. My character works with cameraman Russ, played by Luke Mitchell. Can I talk more about their history of their relationship and what it was like working together? Well, first of all, I'll just say working together was a dream. Luke is so sweet, so fun, very funny. The Australian accent is not bad to listen to, and it was really nice that he actually got to keep his accent for this movie. So that was pretty cool. And then I'll say that the history of these two characters it's romantic. Let's be real. There's romance there, but there's something that happened in the past that's a little bit of an awkward situation, a little embarrassing for both of them. So they don't really discuss it. They have been friends, and whether they will remain friends or not, or more or less, it's yet to be seen. But they do have a little bit of a history there, which makes for a fun, interesting work environment. But they are great coworkers, and at the bottom of it, there's a deep love and respect there. So I think that will remain no matter what direction they decide to go in. All right. Next, we have Anna's insecurities hold her back when she's put in the spotlight. With the help of Russ, she's able to gain some confidence. What qualities do I like about each character? I love Anna's resilience. She grew up working in a family diner. She was in the back, prepping things. She was out front running the restaurant. It's a family diner, so it's all hands on deck. Like one person can be wearing multiple hats, multiple chef hats. And so I really like that she's just a hard worker. She's resilient. Like she's ready to perform under great pressure and difficult circumstances. And that really comes in handy with the position that she's put in this movie. And then I will say what I love about Russ's character is that he is just a very warm presence in the show and in her life. He's the down-to-earth guy. He's going to keep it real. He's going to keep everyone grounded, and he sees the bigger picture. He's not caught up in the TV world or the glitz of it all. He's really just someone who is grounded and keeps Anna grounded as well. Anna and Russ travel around the community and find local places to film, from the local market to cooking a meal on a boat. Yes, we did. Without giving any spoilers, do I have a favorite scene? Speaking of cooking a meal on a boat, I would say that was my favorite and least favorite scene. I get very seasick. Getting a little nauseous just talking about it. We had a long day on this boat filming these scenes. And while the scenes are beautiful and you have the Portuguese, mountains in the background and ocean on this side. And it was incredible. It looks amazing. And it's a really, really fun scene. I, as an actor and a human, was struggling. I was hanging on by a thread. As a matter of fact, my makeup artist on the movie, who became my great friend, was daring enough to take some video of me behind the scenes while I was hanging onto the railing, almost ready to hurl in between takes. And now that I'm feeling better, it's quite a funny video to look back on. And I will be posting that on my Instagram as we get closer to the air date. So keep an eye out for some fun behind the scenes stuff of me being really nauseous. All right. The locations are stunning as Anna and Russ go sightseeing and explore Portugal. Do I have a place that I loved visiting the most? Yes. There was this little town named Sintra that was outside of Lisbon. And I didn't know that I was going to get to see so many quaint, beautiful little towns in the countryside of Portugal. I thought I'd be mostly in Lisbon and I'd see the city and that's where I was staying. But we did a lot of filming around Sintra and Cascais, and I loved these towns. They're so scenic. That for me was the real Portugal. It's not as touristy. You have Portuguese people just there living their lives and waving to us and being slightly amused by the production, but just so welcoming and accommodating and kind. And it's some of the most beautiful castles and stuff that I've ever seen. So highly recommend. It's only about half an hour outside of Lisbon. So go to Sintra. Highly recommend. There are so many delicious foods featured in the movie, from truffle tasting to roasted lamb. Do I have a favorite dish from filming? I would say the scene where we do the truffle tasting was one of my favorites because we actually got to eat in that scene, which I love. and the food was amazing, and they kept bringing it to us fresh, and it was flavored with fresh truffles. And I love that. I love that scene. And then my other favorite scene, because my nickname is Cheddar from when I was a small child, I have to say that the cheese tasting scene in the vineyard was epic. I had to stop myself and just remember that I was there to work and not get too full on the cheese and crackers. I was in heaven. So that was a really cool scene as well. All right, I have starred in a few Hallmark movies, and this is my first time playing a chef. Do I have any prior cooking experience? Well, as a matter of fact, I am a certified chef. I went to culinary school about 4 years ago, and just on a hiatus, on a long break that I had for fun. I've always loved to cook. I grew up cooking a lot with my mother, who is from Costa Rica, and we made some of her cultural dishes from her childhood. And, we expanded to so many foods that my father loved. And I come from a family of foodies. And so for me, I just wanted to be a better home cook. I love cooking for my friends and family. And so that was a pretty cool thing to go to culinary school. And then when I saw this script and I got to play a chef, I was like, how fun, how amazing. Life imitating art, or art imitating life. It was just too good to be true. And in Portugal. So yes, I was very, very excited about that. And it was actually a good thing that I had some experience in the kitchen, that I wasn't afraid of the kitchen, because I had to do, as you'll see in the movie, I had to do these scenes with lots of cooking and assembling, these beautiful plates, doing great plating while I'm doing dialogue and doing all the blocking of the scene. So multitasking came in handy there, but it's a great thing that I was very familiar and comfortable in the kitchen, because I think it would have been challenging for, the average person to do all that at once. So I'm a little pat on my back there. All right. This film features a lot of beautiful places while filming the cooking show. If I had the opportunity to host my own show, where would I go? This is a really funny question. Actually, this is art imitating life again. I actually just filmed my own TV show that is a travel show, and I directed and hosted it. I did the first episode in Belize, and I shot the whole pilot in Belize. That is a show that is getting up and running now. I'm working on, getting distribution and selling it. So that's the hard part of the journey, but very excited to have filmed this show where my best friend and I travel to a lot of different countries and explore the female relationships there and the cuisine and the tourist attractions as well. So funny enough, we have a lot of places on that list. I can't say them right now, but Portugal is now on it. I will say that. To go back and film an episode of my show in Portugal would be incredible. The people that I met there, the women that I met there, I would love to take my show back and talk more about the local culture and activities that inspired me there. So keep an eye out for that. It's still in the works. We're not there yet, but it's coming. Okay, next we have a rapid fire game, which we do in every Facebook Live. You've probably noticed they're really, really fun. I'm going to be playing this one by myself, so I have not looked at these questions yet. I skipped over this in my prep so that I could have some some fresh answers for you guys. And it's a game of this or that. And let's get started. The first one is go dancing or go boating. Dancing. That's an easy one. Hands down. I love to dance. Don't love to boat. I think we've established that. So yes, dancing. And there's actually a little dancing in this movie, which is really fun. So tune in for that. We have Portuguese music, and that's a really nice moment in the script. So keep an eye out for that. Travel abroad or enjoy a staycation. That is hard. I'll say travel abroad, because I feel like I'm always on a staycation. Wherever I am, normally in Los Angeles, I'm always out at my favorite restaurants or enjoying the beach. So I always do a staycation. So travel abroad when I have the opportunity. Explore a food market or take in the sights. Explore a food market, hands down, because you're taking in the sights on your way to the food market. So you really get to do both and you get to eat. Walk through a city or a park. A park. Definitely. I am a creature of nature. I love to be outside. I love my hikes in the woods. I grew up in the woods of Maine. So I love a city for the convenience. I don't mind it at all. But yeah, on the daily, I go to a park. So I'd have to choose that one. Cheese tasting or olive oil tasting. As we've established, cheese tasting. However, I love olive oil. I cook almost everything with olive oil. I've heard about the health benefits of it. I just love the flavor. I make all of my salad dressings out of an olive oil base. I just douse it on things sometimes just for fun. So olive oil is great, but for just tasting, has to be cheese. All right, prep a home-cooked meal or dine at a fancy restaurant. Guys, this tears me apart. Like it's literally taking my heart in two. I love being home and cooking with friends or family. And I also love when someone else has cooked at a fancy restaurant and I get to just have a glass of wine and enjoy the meal. That's okay. Fancy restaurant, I'll say, because I can have my own cooking anytime. So fancy restaurant, that's the answer. All right. Well, that's it for me today. We're going to be wrapping up. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. This trip down memory lane of filming my movie was really, really special. And these questions were great. So thanks for tuning in. And I cannot wait for you to watch the premiere of my new movie, A Pinch of Portugal. So tune in this Saturday, April 22nd at 8, 7 Central, only on Hallmark Channel. and tweet along while you watch using hashtag A Pinch of Portugal. I will be tweeting along as well. I'll see you guys there.